Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Conqueror Gun Carriage. It's a Tier 10 British SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Malinovka and it's under the command of D-Tronics UK of REBRN. Now the Conqueror does have a rather interesting gun, 9.2 inches, which calculates out at 233.7mm, capable of 1200 alpha and penetrating 59mm of armour. And it's got a burst radius of 12.2 meters. Now, based on the Conqueror heavy tank hull, this Arty never got designed, well, never got built actually, and basically it's a figment of everyone's imagination. But I suppose they had to have an Arty that they could place at tier 10 for the British. The pity is that there is an Arty that they could have put in there and recently been found and shown to us by Ed Francis, and it was based on, I believe, either the Centurion or one of the British heavy tanks, and it's actually got a decent gun as well, a 105mm, but this one's got a much bigger splash radius and, well, it's a much better gun altogether. And you can see that an enemy medium has managed to make it as far as, in fact it's an enemy light, it's a T100 LT. It's managed to make it to the ramp, but instead D-Tronics is dialing in on the TVP T5051 and just got hit, and is deciding to back off, and that was a bit of a bad move because he just got smacked for 538 hit points by D-Tronics. Now he's lucky that that didn't pen him, because if it had, he would have been out the game just like that. Okay, looking up on top of the hill, we've got a CS63. You can see there's quite a wide gun arc, and the reason for that is that the gun actually swivels in a pivoting mount, so he has got quite a wide area over which he can aim. But he's also got a very long reload because of the caliber of the gun, 37.17 seconds. He's ready to go, but he still needs someone to spot those tanks for him, otherwise he's not going to be able to hit them. Instead, he's decided he's going to aim for the strip 103B, seen near the ramp, or the other ramp, the spotting mound in F7. He fires a blind shot in. It lands short of the spot, so we'll have to wait and see if he actually did get some damage on that strip 103B. Meanwhile, up on top of the hill, we've got an object 907 who's gone down to the lower level. And again, he's gone unspotted. The nearest tank we've got is the Object 260. Our STB could move over and get underneath the 907 to actually spot where he is, but he's sitting close to the church. 260's moving up, so we might get a spot on that 907 very shortly. No, he's been spotted himself and he's pulling back. Now we have moved down on the south side of the map. You can see that on the southwest corner we've got a 907 near the enemy base, but he's facing a Wizzy 1321 and an FV4005, and here comes the enemy heavies. Super Conqueror lining up the shot, rounds out, and Wargaming makes the shell land to one side of the Super Conqueror. It was nowhere near the aim spot. You can see it was directly on the vehicle, but yeah, it just lands alongside him for only 417 hit points, but he stunned the guy and he did take damage, so he's got some stun assist. 60 TP next, trying to get round that corner to get some shots. Looks like he's moving down to the rock. Yeah, there's a rock just down here. If he can get behind that rock, that will protect him to a certain extent, but D-Tronics lands a shell directly in front of him, which tracks him. And now he's taking huge damage, and I think D-Tronics has completed whatever mission he had to do, which I think was to get a certain amount of stun in a certain amount of time. And that 60 TP is now one shot, and there he goes. And it was our Object 261 who got the kill. Now what was the mission? To get 2,300 hit points of assistance, and he's already done that and exceeding it by getting 2,665. The Object 140's next, rounds out. That hit. That was definitely a hit. Again, only 447 non-penetrating shot. If a 9.2 inch howitzer actually hit a tank like that in the past, yes, the tank would vaporize. In a second, there would be bits all over a field. Now, a couple of enemy tanks have moved up. A 907, which is the one that was up on top of the hill, and an Object 430U, and they've managed to get into this position. He's aiming where they were last seen, but I don't think they're there anymore. There's a little wood just to the south of them, and I think that's where they're staying short. So I think he might find that they're going to be found the other side of the wood. There's the 430. Fires around in, goes over the top of him and lands long. His own 907's going in to try and deal with them. He's being careful not to knock any trees down that might give an enemy Arty a clue as to where he is. He's now going after the 430U, who's stunned. Lined up, almost ready to shoot. Another 5 seconds. Oh! And that's a kill. It's the Object 260 who got the kill on him, and now we've got 2 enemy tanks on the ramp. The T100 goes down to a shot from the 907, and the enemy 907 is now under pressure. In fact, the other guys are moving in to finish them off. Now, D-Tronics is aiming up the hill now because there's still an enemy tank up here. There was one seen up here. Whether or not he's moved down from the hill, I do not know, but I suspect he probably has by now. He's decided, yep, too hot up there, can't get over the hill, decided to come by a different route. And we're doing well in the south. We're 5 tanks up on the enemy, and it's just a matter of finding the enemy now. And there's the enemy Arty, a GWE-100. He just took a hit, and he just fired at our teammates, but D-Tronics is going to go for the Super Conk because there's more hit points on this guy than there is on the enemy Arty. 341, that's much more than he would have got, and the enemy Arty has been killed anyway. He made the right choice there. He went for damage rather than kills, and damage is what counts to marking your vehicles. So good thinking, good choice. The Super Conk is now a one-shot. There is an enemy in the south, the CS63. There goes the Super Conk. He's almost loaded, and he's now adjusting to go for the CS63, but it does take a while to dial in the aim, and he's almost at maximum range. That's why he's got a flat reticule. Goes for the 63. Lining up the shot, rounds out. Here we go. Long time for the flight of the shell. Huge time, but he gets 319 hit points. It was a 5-second flight time. It's a slow moving shell. And there's only 3 enemies remaining now. There's the last enemy, Arty. He's staying with the CS63. He's still got a lot of hit points. And he's still 12 seconds away from being ready to fire. The Wizzy 1321 decided to go into the lake, but the Badger killed him before he could drown. Here we go, rounds out the CS63, and the shell's still in flight, and there he goes. It's all over. Decent amount of damage, 2,359 showing, but we'll see if that is the correct amount in a short while, because remember, he fired at the strip, and we don't know if that one hit. Here's the end of battle result, and it's a third-class tanker for D-Tronics in the Conqueror Gun Carriage. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that battle. He managed to get 8, and he got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And the win rate for the battle was 1,748, which is very good. We can see that, yes, he did hit that strip with the blind shot. Only 19 hit points, though, but he actually damaged his tracks as well. And, yes, we can see all the other ones that he damaged in that game. Didn't get any kills, but he did get a lot of damage. Let's have a look at the team scores. The highest damage in the game actually went to the enemy Object 261. He got 4,334 hit points, picked up the Gauze medal. The next high scorer was the 907 with 3,604 hit points. And after that, it was the Object 261 on his team with 2,847. D-Tronics managed 2,378 hit points in that game, but that was pretty good because he actually did pick up the Confederate as well. And when it came to kills, we can see he didn't score any, but the high scorer was the CS63. He had 3 kills. 2 kills went to the Object 261 on the enemy team, the 907, 261, 260 and 140 on our team, as well as the Badger. And when it came to base XP, it was the 260 who did the best with 1021. He was the only one to get over 1000 base. 797 to the 907, 761 to the 261, 703 to the Sheridan, and then we've got D-Tronics with 693. He fired 9 rounds in that game, got 2 direct hits, no penetrations but 7 splash. Damage of 2,378 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 6 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he did get 2,927 hit points of stun assist off 7 stuns. And if you combine those two values, yes, you've got over 5k worth of damage. And he actually caused, he earned 59,321 credits. And after ammunition, resupply and consumables took away 27,271 credits. He got 5 bombs for the battle, tier 10, and 1,039 XP times 5 on this occasion, took away 2,080 for completing the mission events, and 7,277 experience points altogether. So not a bad battle in the Conqueror Gun Carriage. He's still working his way up to the ace tanker, but I don't think he'll be long before he gets it at this rate. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. And thanks for watching.